Happy Wisdom Wednesday, everyone, and this week's book of the week is Back of the Napkin, Solving Problems and Selling Ideas with Pictures by Dan Roan. Now, especially for somebody like myself who goes through so many different books, I gotta say I love the book design. Of course, it is perforated in a way and has a little bit of texture here. Because it's designed just like a napkin, and it looks like the author actually wrote and scribbled on it. So it's really nicely done. And of course, the font of the book I love just because it was written in a very easy to read font that makes it fun and playful, and of course very enjoyable. And you know, there's a kid inside of all of us, so I gotta say, you appreciate the simplicity of the frameworks and the designs and drawings that he puts in here to help you guide yourself through this new way of thinking. Now, amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, many of us are having to change our businesses. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you're an employee of a company, we all have to think about how we are going to communicate to our customers, to our employees and bosses, and more importantly to the market. And all of that ends up being with ideas. At the end of the day, whether you're selling a service or a product or even yourself for a job, the best story wins. So how do you convey that? Well, this book has been really inspiring for me lately because, again, in the midst of this pandemic, although there's chaos, for me, I see it as opportunity because it's an opportunity for us to try out new things, perhaps put into place some new systems and develop some new skills while we're self-sheltering and quarantining. Now, the thing about this book is that I originally got it because I wanted to get better about developing frameworks and telling stories when I'm trying to convey my ideas in my company. And of course, one thing that this taught me was how to visualize. I never thought of it, but the way we visualize things is actually a great way as to how we come up with ideas. And if you have a good framework for visualizing and organizing those ideas, your visual system will go to work with your brain to illuminate things that you didn't even realize they were there. Great example, because of all these conferences being canceled, I had to figure out some events I had to do online for my current company, Potrero. We had a webcast this week, and I thought, well, who's going to attend a webcast? Everyone's at home and they're busy with this entire coronavirus thing. But I used this book to draw out the framework of how I should look at the problem, identify some trends and ideas, and then solve for what I'm trying to solve for. And lo and behold, we hold the webcast, and it is a record-breaking webcast. It probably was double the largest webcast I ever hosted in my career. And it was phenomenal. There was great engagement, and all because I put it into perspective and understood how I should start visualizing things in the market. So I want you to check out this video because for all of us, with the coronavirus epidemic going on, however it's affecting you and your business, you can use this framework I'm about to show you to visualize how you can solve for problems and look for new opportunities. Because again, amidst the chaos, there will be opportunities for growth. Instead of dissolving, start evolving. So, that being said, let's get the good old whiteboard here. A little internet magic. Oops, wrong place. There we go, much better. Now, when it comes to looking for ideas, it has to do with being able to see better, look farther, and imagine things a lot more sharper and clear. You see, when you fit on a new pair of glasses and see the world in a different lens, you'll never be able to look at it through your old eyes the same way ever again. You just can't unsee it. And I want to show you some ways to start visualizing the world now so you can come up with better ideas for your business, whether, again, you're an employee or you're an entrepreneur. Now, let's cover a few basics. There are 4 automatic looking tasks, 4 ways that we actually use to look. We first look at something and decide the orientation of it. Is it up? Is it down? Which way is it going? The second is the position of it. Where in space does it lie? The third is identifying it. What is it? And the fourth is the direction. Now, the basic framework in this book is starting with looking, seeing, imagining, and showing. So looking has a lot to do with collecting information and then gathering it. The seeing part is when you take that information, clump it together, looking for clusters and trends. Imagining is starting to put those things together to imagine a result of it. And the showing, of course, has to do with putting it into action. The problem is that a lot of us are stuck at the looking part. We need to reimagine and re-engineer how we learn how to look at the world. Because if we don't learn how to do that, which a lot of it is pretty much perception, we're not going to be able to do the rest of it, which is coming up with innovative and ingenious ideas to change our business and ourselves, especially in this new world. So let's understand what it means to look and engineer the different ways that you're going to be able to craft your perceptions to look for ideas. And trust me, there's a lot of them out there as long as you have the right glasses. Oh, that was good. Now, the thing about these automatic looking tasks is that these 4 tasks is the way we look at anything in life. And if we're not able to tell one from another when we look at a business or idea, and think about this from a consumer or the market, then it's not something we're going to buy into. So if we look at an idea that's being presented to us, a product or service, if we can't tell the position or identify it, then it's not going to be as sticky as it should be. Now, with that in mind, there are 4 cardinal rules or laws when it comes to better looking. The first one has to do with collecting all the information. You have to go out and collect all information. It's not just in your head. You literally write it down. Look, describe what you're seeing. Think about it. Put it all down. I recommend getting Post-it notes and just write down all the things you're seeing in a given situation, whether it's your business or the market or anything. The second part is a really important part, at least for me, and that is laying it all out side by side. You see, our brain is incredibly advanced, a lot more advanced than you think, and you're probably not using your brain to the fullest advantage. Plus, your visual system. I talk a lot about the importance of your eyes and the reason why our eyes and our brain are connected in such impactful ways. Essentially, it's pretty much built for survival. So by taking all the information that you have and laying it all out, you can start to sort it. That's how you start looking for trends. You can't do it all up in here. You have to write it down, you have to put it out and let your visual system go to work, and then you start clumping and clustering all that together. Next, you want to establish some coordinates. And usually when it comes to coordinates, we think about measuring something, the length, the height, the depth. And I know many of you are thinking, well, I can't, come up with coordinates for an idea, but yes, you can, and here's how. By asking questions such as who, what, when, where, why, how much, then you start establishing coordinates to these various ideas and problems. Now, finally, the last part is visual triage. Take all these ideas that you've essentially clustered and clumped together, that you set up orientation for and coordinate, and start pulling them out, seeing what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. Psychologists have found that because of evolution, our eyes have been trained to sort through a lot of information throughout the day to only get to the things that are important. So when you lay everything out and organize it this way, you'll start to notice things. And this is something that you can do with a variety of things. Forget about just your business. Think about, many of you are in the stock market. Do the same thing when it comes to companies that you want to invest in. Try it in a variety of ways. Think about some new ways that you can apply this to. So that's the book of the week. I really loved it. I thought it was really well done. I just absolutely loved all these amazing diagrams and frameworks. And if anything, especially for those of you here in Silicon Valley, you need to learn how to draw great ideas and convey them visually, especially on the back of a napkin. So that's the book of the week. Happy Wisdom Wednesday. Stay safe, stay indoors, but most importantly, exercise, eat healthy, keep your stress low, and find time to learn a new skill, because we're going to be at home for a little bit longer. But as I've told you before, we're going to come out stronger than ever out of this, and it'll be over soon. See you next week.